A delivery came from Holopaw Ural yesterday. I managed to hide it so far. Mama wants some farkles. She's going to get some farkles. She really wants her spare tire back, spare wheel. So I'm going to put that on. The holder is there. And in the box I have spotlights for the front of the rig here because we already put the bar on. We got this while we were at Blue Moon. Picked up the front bumper for the sidecar, put that on. Of course she knows about that, and we got an engine guard she knows about, but she doesn't know about these yet. So I'm going to try to get them on this morning before we go for a ride today. I took the rear rack off already. It was just held on by 4 bolts. There were some holes drilled for it that I'm going to plug with rubber plugs here after I use some touch-up paint to help rust proof them. And I don't know if you can see it in the video, but this water spots, it's got water spots and a few runs on it. I'm going to clean this up before I put the spare tire on. I also have a rack for it that I'll be putting on as well. I cleaned up the rear lid a good bit. I used touch-up paint to paint in the holes that were drilled, and I have this grommet assortment kit that I got. Has various ranges from plugs to through grommets, and those fit perfectly. Now I've got to fit some in here. You can see that I painted any bare metal with the black touch-up paint here. Okay, actually this is going to work perfectly. I got the grommets in. They're press fitted in, and when this gets bolted in place, which will go right there, then it's going to actually squeeze them in place and make sure that it's waterproof. It won't be a problem. In the nothing shall ever be easy category, when I took the retaining nut off, the little top hat for it, which should go in here, it'll pop back in, that's no issue, is stuck solidly to the retaining nut. So, I mean, getting it off, I'll work on prying it off, put it back in. But it's more likely that the powder coat is too thick, making it too big. So let me get this fixed. Wowzers. I tried prying it off with a couple of different wrenches. I tried to get hold of it and twist it, and this plastic gasket is really complicating things. I have nothing to really push against, and when I'm twisting it, I can't get a good grip on it. It wants to turn in the plastic. Wow. I'm going to try a couple of other things, but I am not entirely sure how to get this off without severely damaging it. I guess I could put a crescent wrench on it and use the pin wrench. In fact, let me try this and a pin wrench. Maybe the two of those, maybe I can do it that way. Well, that didn't work, nor did this. The whole thing spins. I hate to put this in a metal vise, because as soon as I do, it's going to really dig into that top hat. Try a couple of more things. See if I can figure it out. And I did figure it out. I ended up using an old piece of inner tube to protect it, clamped it in a metal vise, and used the pin wrench to then spin it and finally wring it off there. Well, that did get it off. It is the powder coat. Now the one off my M70, it fits right on, moves around no problem. You can see it looks like it was sanded. So I'm going to sand this one and see if I can't get this to go on there. But it's got to be a loose fit. That took quite a bit of sanding. I'm probably going to sand it a little bit more, but it's at least going on and coming off now. Well, I got the new farkles on. I do not have the lights hooked up yet. They're on. I still got to do the wiring. Main thing is I just got to decide where the switch is going to be. But the spare tire is on in the rack, and my wife is coming out now. She doesn't know anything about these yet, so we'll see what her reaction is.
Wow. Got me a spare tire and my rack is back. Oh, that's so cool.
Happy not your birthday.
For real. This is so cool. My bike is getting finished. I didn't even see the front. Did you do something? Cool.
Now where are you going to get eyelashes?
I'll find eyelashes. I'll find eyelashes. Yep.
The switch isn't hooked up yet, but the lights are on. I got to figure out where to put a switch at. I don't like it in the sidecar tub. So we'll find some place for it though.
Yep.
Well, let's ride.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now to go for a ride.
Yep.
Got to show it off.
Yep.
Cool.
Do your own research and don't blame me if you mess it up. I wanted to quickly go over what I did to get her spotlights connected. Because there was already a hole drilled here, I just went in through a hole in the nose of the tub. Otherwise, I would have gone back and gone through back there. But like I said, the hole was there, so I put a grommet in it and went through that way. And in the sidecar panel, which is under here, the electrical inside the tub, when you pull that off, there's a relay in there. And that relay is thrown by applying a connection on this connector. If you have a 2017 and look, you should see one of these connectors. There will be nothing on top. That won't be there. It'll just be this open, possibly with a cap on it. Mine are the smaller, kind of a pink and a brown wire. It's not even voltage. I think it's just grounding it. And when you take a pair of needle nose pliers or a paper clip or whatever you want to use and you short this connector out, you will hear a click in the sidecar electrical panel. That's the relay closing. Take it out, the relay opens. So you put your lights on the relay in the sidecar here, and then all you need to do is add a switch to this that will cause it to turn on and off. What I did was I found a pack of these connectors online. This is the one that I'm going to need. This is what was on the sidecar sticking up. And all I need to do is to find a switch that I can, connect and disconnect this. So I found these push button switches that have the rubber grommet on it. They said they were weatherproof. So far they have been. This actually screws off, comes off. You can put this on and then screw this switch back on. And I put that on our dash. So up here, you can see I put the switch. I just drilled a hole, mounted it. I put that connector on the end of it, which splices into what's on the bike. And now when you push it, the lights come on and go off. It is not switched or anything. I would have to come up with a way to switch the whole sidecar. And I've been considering that. It could be done with a relay. But right now, this is just how it comes from the factory. So that's what I did. And you're riding along, you want them on or off, you just do that. There you go. And I like that better than having the switch up here. I could have done that. I could have put a switch up here, but I don't like the way that looks. I like that better. It's cleaner. Now, if I wanted to do this on my retro, I might go up here with a switch rather than having to drill through my headlight housing. But this is just a piece of molded plastic up here. So it was no big deal for me to drill through that. But that's how I hooked up the lights.